A warm welcome back to another fleet video. If you'd like to see more of these, do be sure to hit that subscribe button, and it's been a while. But why not restart these videos by looking at American Airlines, one of the largest carriers within the United States and extending beyond to the world. The airline plays a pivotal role in connecting the masses, and as a result, has to have a pretty hefty fleet alongside it. For transparency, this video is being recorded in the middle of July. Yes, that's how far ahead I try and work, so I apologize if some of these numbers may be slightly inaccurate, but I'll do my best to generalize. Also, a reminder that this is focusing on the mainline fleet, not the American Airlines broader group, which includes regional units. Beginning the video with the airline's narrow-body fleet, I feel is a great place, and I'll work my way upward as we continue. It's the role of leading aircraft manufacturers Airbus and Boeing that help propel this single-aisle fleet forward, but let's begin with the A320 family, where the company operates a varying degree of variance, each serving a different purpose, but ultimately serving the airline in the best way possible. The A319, believe it or not, still features and is one of the oldest aircraft types currently active when measured by average age, sitting at 20.3 years. Furthermore, the airline still has 125 of these in service, with 8 listed as parked. While many Airbus A319s are on the way out, this variant still plays quite a role in the American Airlines fleet. The middle ground A320 features 48 units, with a handful of these being parked currently. This fleet type is actually older than the A319s. When measured by average age, it sits at 23.3 years. These two touched on variants to get the video underway have certainly been getting on in terms of age. And away from the smallest variant and standard A320, the role of the A321 absolutely has to be addressed. This is the most popular narrow-body produced by Airbus in the fleet, with the airline having close to 300 to its name. This is expected to grow shortly, thanks to the persistent delivery of new jets. And hinting at those new jets, why don't I expand? I'm speaking of the A321neo, where over 80 are already in service, bringing the latest levels of efficiency to the airline's short-haul operations. This next-gen type comes in the place of over 200 still currently active A321-200s. At the same time, the previous generation is a decade younger than the initially touched-on Airbus single-aisle jets, and therefore still has a lot to give for the US company. American Airlines, however, has not stuck with just one singular operator for its single-aisle mainline fleet, and Boeing aircraft are present too. The airline has long committed to the 737 series, and now sees, yes, over 350 of this family aircraft type jets in the fleet, and it is primarily led by 300 or so of the 737-800s that are still operational and absolutely crucial to the day-to-day flying across the airline's expansive network. These planes, averaging 14.7 years, are very similar to the A321ceo and certainly not showing signs of age, but their efficiency within the airline isn't quite the same as another aircraft type. Yes, American Airlines flies the 737 MAX. With just over 60 737-8s part of the current fleet, this next-gen aircraft certainly shows the improvements from gen to gen. It's all Boeing for the remainder of the airline's fleet, and working my way up, as promised, we're now heading into wide-body planes. We start seeing an actual shift between fuel-efficient, high-capacity and aging jets in this segment, beginning with the 777. The ever-reliable workforce of the fleet remains in the airline's network through 2 variants, and beginning with the 47 currently active 777-200s. These planes easily among the oldest in the fleet, averaging some 23.6 years, and we've actually seen many airlines pull the plug on this type across recent years, citing not just the lack of efficiency, but better alternatives in the market that can play the role of this in better conditions. The other variant is the popular 777-300ER, which American Airlines just has 20 of in service. However, the youthful nature of these planes shines through, with them only averaging 10 years on the dot. It is interesting to consider, when factoring in the upcoming 777X and replacement cycles, that a lot of Boeing 777s are not necessarily all that old. And in the case of customers where their planes are, say, 10 years, they're not looking to the 777X yet to place an order. The next generation. The next generation, though, of the airline's wide-body fleet is present through one aircraft family, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. With a commitment of 60 units already and the expected delivery of many more in the future, American Airlines flies two variants, the 787-8 and the 787-9, across its network, with these varying capabilities of the units making it visible in markets right around the world, whether it is flying to Australia or on more medium-haul services. The capabilities of these planes are fantastic, and it's a defining factor as to why the airline has leaned so heavily on this aircraft type, and they absolutely wouldn't be the only airline to look towards the 787 for your long-haul flying. In fact, there are some airlines around the world that see it as the only plane they need. Take a look at Air New Zealand, who have purchased recently more Dreamliners and announced plans to completely remove the 777 fleet at some point. The 787 is just that good for them. But there's a lot of focus on what the fleet is now. What about looking ahead? Well, an honourable mention has to be an order that was placed in March of this year, which saw American Airlines commit pretty heavily to more single-aisle planes, and included in that was, you guessed it, A321neo series jets, and again the 737 MAX. These planes really are crucial to fleet renewal efforts, and as talked about earlier, you have to remember that there are so many older gen single-aisle planes that, while are doing a fantastic job nowadays, as you would expect, are not necessarily getting any younger. And the company knows it needs to prepare itself for the eventual retirement of these planes, and securing delivery slots sooner rather than later is absolutely crucial. But the thing is, while I speak a lot on these planes departing eventually, they won't be heading anywhere just yet. American Airlines has committed to retrofitting the A319 and A320 fleet in 2025 to increase the number of available domestic first-class seats. American Airlines is also excited to add the upcoming Airbus A321 XLR. We know the A321 XLR comes with enhanced range capabilities and will be immense for future reach for companies, while also alleviating some of the pressures on existing wide-body units. Where American Airlines looks to deploy these Airbus A321 XLRs remains to be seen, but no doubt many people are going to be intently watching how they really integrate this into their fleet, especially when you've seen recently a lot of criticism surrounding the route network offered by American Airlines in comparison to some of your other major US companies. That is certainly a topic for debate in another video, and I'm pleased to confirm that in the next couple of weeks, you will have a video that'll take a look at the situation at American Airlines, where I will be discussing some of the key talking points, including a route network, management, employees, the cabin product, and areas that the company definitely needs to be focusing in on to improve for the future. Thank you very much for your support here on GlobeTrotting. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in a couple of days for further aviation analysis. And a bonus mention, if you'd like me to cover another airline's fleet, you can let me know down below in the comments. And we'll fly.